Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I wanted to do a tutorial on compression, how I like to use compression like a door to open and close things in a mix. So if you do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be playing around with the IZOTOPE CL1B too, and I'll show you guys how I like to, play around with that on a mix. So let's go right now. And also check the links down below because I have a page, a full page with a bunch of free presets. I keep uploading this page, and if you're missing out on those free presets, you're missing out on the chance to level up your sound.
In a life you have to smile and be grateful, and don't watch what other people are do. It's a process everybody I go through, so don't feel like it's only just you. But one thing when me sure about, with God in your life you will make it out. So when you look up to the sky, just tell him thanks and smile. We all have in one road, but no say we now walk alone. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but
all right, really dope song. Let me show you guys a couple different ways that I like to use compressor, and I want to talk about the basics of compressing. And to me, the basics of compressing is fucking paying attention to the waveform that you get. Of course, it's not all about reducing the peaks, but I always pay attention to my waveform to understand how am I gonna attack the compression, okay? How am I gonna grab the compression? How am I gonna hit the compression like a boxer? How am I gonna approach this fight against this uneven ass vocal, right? And for example, when I see a vocal like this that has like a lot of peak energy, I'm thinking, okay, I might need a higher ratio, right? So that's what I instantly already know. I kind of already know what settings that I have to use on the compressor before I even use them, because I'm looking at the waveform. I'm paying attention to this ribeye steak before I cut it. So usually the bigger peak that you see, you might want to go with a higher ratio, because higher ratios work on the peak energy more so.
no give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We no give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul.
So even if I got my threshold at the same amount, which is stupid how people always say the threshold is where it starts at. For me, it's the ratio is where it starts at. Because if I was to still have the same threshold but then change my ratio,
no give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We all are. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul.
Pretty much like I just brought the threshold down. For me, that's just how I see it. So yeah, I love using something like this, and a lot of the times you might see you have like automatic ratio control.
No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We all have to fear. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take.
So that's more like a sound that you would go for with like a slower release and like 3 to 4 dBs of compression. If you really want a vocal to sit in the mix, this is what I'm trying to show you. This is the style compression that you would use. So actually, let me go over here and start from the top of the vocal chain. Shit. Maybe I might just take off the split S. Okay, hold up. Let me work on that.
No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't.
So yeah, we have a Fat Filter Pro C, and the most important thing about the Pro C is that it kind of shows you the fundamentals of making music. So you have these different modes and these different ways that will all change the compressor. So it comes back to the IZOTOPE CL1B, knowing that the IZOTOPE CL1B, even though it has the same controls as all of the other compressors, it still will function differently because it's a certain type of compressor, which is an optical compressor. All right, so let's look at the IZOTOPE CL1B. If we want to get our vocals to be big and open, you probably want to use a slower attack time or medium attack. All right.
No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try to take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain where you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High, pray to the. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain where you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain where you feel gets hard to control.
So you see how the attack is medium, it's a little bit more grabby. It kind of smoothens out the vocal, right? But you lose a little bit of that transient. So what I like to do is when I'm in a situation like that, I like to take advantage of the parallel mix knob to add back my transient. So sometimes these settings are different because of course you see the attack and you're like, oh, I want more transient. So let me slow down the attack. But still you like the way the compressor is hitting the vocal upside his head. Chick, stupid ass chick. It's slapping it upside the head. Me personally, if I want to get more punch back into the vocal, I pull back the parallel compression knob. That's how I get more transients back. So I'm just showing you guys different ways of how you attack the knobs for the compressor, some abstract ways, okay? You know? And most importantly too, you're always going to pay attention to the release time, because sometimes you might want to slow down the flow of a rapper. If somebody's rapping too fast and you just want it to be a little bit more chill, that's when you're going to go with a slower release time. But if you want to add more energy, you go with a faster release time, because it'll let you hear the space in between the words a little bit quicker because it's letting go of the compressor.
No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain where you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume.
So when the release is really slow, it sounds like ooh, it sounds like a hoverboard. It sounds like something that's consistent. Ooh. But when you quicken the release time, you hear ooh, 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 ooh. You hear a little bit more of the space in between the words, so that speeds up the flow of the rapper. It feels like the rapper's in standing in a line at the bank, and somebody's like, "Hurry up, I gotta be somewhere." It just kind of hurries it up ever so slightly. So that's one way to see the compression. All right. All right. Now, another great way too is understanding transient management. Let's say you got a bunch of background vocals and you want them to blend with the lead vocal. This is where the idea of using the compressor to manage the transients. Okay. How much pepperonis are you going to put on the pizza, my nigga? There's only so many pepperonis you can put on a pizza before it's just pepperonis on bread. It's not even a pizza no more.
Thanks and smile. We all have in one road, but no say we now walk alone. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. We all thanks and smile. We all have in one road, but no say we now walk alone. No give up easy, just believe me and don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain where you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Even though it's hard, we still have to try. Even if you have tears in your eye, pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High, and don't.
So by using a little bit of that fast attack compression, of course, you can take advantage of the attack time and see the attack time like a distance. You can use it as distance because the release is the release, okay? It's just, if the slow release is what's going to keep it there. But with that fast attack, it's like the distance. Like the more attack time that you have on that background vocal, it pinches it back into the mix. So the lead vocal stays up front and the background vocals stay in the back of the fucking classroom. Like that badass jit that's throwing paper balls. Okay? So that's another abstract way that I like to attack compression.
Thanks and smile. We all have in one road, but no say we now walk alone. And don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain when you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High.
So sometimes you might want your background vocals to be in front of the mix. Sometimes if you have really, really good background vocals, you want them to be in front of the mix a little bit more. But this is not a situation. We have a situation where we want to press them back in the mix and still let the lead vocal be the main guy that's just getting a little bit of support from the wingman, which is the background vocal. So those are some ways. And if I had to use this Tube Tech CL1B in that same exact situation, I wouldn't even use the Mark One. I wouldn't use the Mark Two. I would use Mark One because this one sounds a little bit warmer. So that's another thing that you can do. You can have like the Tube Tech CL1B on your lead vocal, the Mark Two, but then use the Mark One on the background vocal. So they still have that same peanut butter flavor, but one is like almond butter mixed with peanut butter, and the one is just regular peanut butter.
And don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain when you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Even though it's hard, we still have to try. Even if you have tears now your eye. Pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High.
And by actually increasing the ratio in the background vocals, you can change the waveform. Let's say if you just want the background vocals to but slowly rise up, you would put a higher ratio on, because the higher ratio is going to attack the peak energy when you have the faster time, and a lower ratio is going to attack the RMS, the belly of the sound. Okay, so that's going to just make the background vocals just sound like even, right? But if you just want it to sound like it's getting pushed down and swelling back up, you would use a higher ratio, because it's going to take more of the peak energy and make sure your release time is fast enough to let it just slowly come back up.
And don't make them try take your soul. Take your soul. We all have to face the truth, but don't let it consume you. So when the pain when you feel gets hard to control, just know life full of pure gold. That's why me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Me pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High. Even though it's hard, we still have to try. Even if you have tears now your eye. Pray to the Most High, pray to the Most High, and don't make them take your life.
Life is a puzzle and a maze. If it don't fit, turn it the other way. One thing me no afraid, say if it don't work, me I go try the next day. Every time when me I go a road, me pray to the Father, say me don't go alone. Everybody pray for your car. Just call him anytime when you need, so him can't go just leave. So just call him anytime when you need.
So you hear that initial spike is the one that's getting hit, and the release time is fast enough. If it was slow, it would just completely pin it down the whole time, but then you get a little bit of new movement to the track, okay? So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of the YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Down below, support the channel by checking the links down below, grabbing a mastering preset, booking booking a mix, grabbing a vocal template, do whatever you want. But we're going to be here grinding every day, and I hope you are able to understand some of the abstract concepts that I have using the CL1B, using the Pro C, and how I like to create movement, how I see like the parallel compression mix knob as like bringing back the transients, and like these different ways of looking at that same screwdriver but using that tool differently. Thanks a lot. See you guys next time. Peace.